Votre mère vous a légué un héritage plutôt particulier.
Un jour, tu seras en train de devenir un homme ou une femme. Tu seras peut-être fragile ou fort et sans doute en colère.
A story of love and war and the invisible scars of years of trauma. The Last Cedar of Lebanon is a play that demonstrates how the shockwaves of world history ripple through families generations later. Its award-winning author, playwright and actress Aïda Asgharzadeh joins us in the studio to tell us more. Welcome, Aïda.
Thank you.
Now, congratulations on the play. Of course, its very long run has just been extended. It's been critically acclaimed. And the play was written before the recent conflict in the Middle East. And given that your characters all have links to Lebanon, do you think it resonates with audiences differently now?
Yes, I think so, even though it wasn't written for the war going on now. And unfortunately, it resonates. And I had the same thing happening with the Persian Dolls, which I wrote before Femme Vie Liberté. And again, and I saw how how the audience were more than affected. It was real and concrete for them.
Yeah, because of course when you saw the uprising in Iran, that resonated with the theme of the Persian Dolls play and the same with Lebanon. Now, like I said, the story centres on a young woman, Eva, who's questioning who she is, where she comes from, why she's so angry. The answer has its roots in the Lebanese war here. Tell us about your choice to tackle that civil war, the history of Lebanon and that country.
Well, the thing is, first, I am interested in emotions. Above all, and like deep, true, raw, unfiltered emotions. And I think that in extreme contexts, like in wartime, your deepest self emerge, you know, and as well as the best and the worst of humanity. So the war is not what I talk about, it's the context. And I have a bond with Lebanon. I mean, I am Iranian, but it's like a cousin to me. You know, I've been there several times and I have people that I love living there. And it was like, I didn't think about it. It was natural for me to set it there.
Absolutely. And you mentioned that very powerful emotional energy in the play. Let's get an idea of The Last Cedar of Lebanon. Here's a clip.
Je te promets de ne te dire que la vérité, qu'elle te plaise ou non.
So we discover in the play that Eva's mother was a photojournalist, a war reporter who often put herself in danger. Now, this is quite a complex character. She's not stereotypically maternal, and it's a very interesting mother-daughter dynamic. Who or what inspired this character?
I read many books and interviews of many photo reporters, and I mixed them up all together. But yes, I was interested in this strong woman who makes choices that other people wouldn't understand or make, but she doesn't refuse to be a mother. It's not exactly that. It's more that she thinks that she has seen too many horrible things and deaths, and she's not able to raise her properly. So she makes this choice for her to preserve her.
Once again, how people react to very difficult and intense contexts.
Yes.
Yeah. And I believe that you yourself wanted to be a war reporter initially.
Yeah, when I was young, when I was a teenager.
And what changed?
Well, I didn't have the degrees.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, it's lucky for the world of theatre that that happened. And we see in the story of course, key moments of world history. Yasser Arafat's speech at the UN in December 1988, the fall of the Berlin Wall the following year. And we're reminded just how much the past informs the present. Looking at the current situation in the Middle East, how do you think history with a capital H will record this period?
Well, how, I don't know, but this is exactly what you say. It's about, as I said earlier, it's not about, I'm not talking about the war, but it's a context. And, the Lebanese part is in the 70s, and Eva in the juvenile facility is in 2004. And first of all, you can think that there's no connection between them. She's in France, she's a young teenager, but actually there are connections. This war has affected her. And so all wars will affect us. And the war going now in the Middle East is affecting us. And not only with like a gas price, it affects us emotionally. And it will probably do it for many years.
Yeah, generations to come, indeed. You yourself grew up in France, but your family are Iranian. A previous play of yours, Persian Dolls, of course, draws on your parents' experience of dissidence, exile, the fall of the Shah, the implementation of the religious regime. Iran is sadly in the throes of an all-out conflict now with the US and Israel. There has been a temporary ceasefire. When you look at Iran today, how do you feel?
Well, as many Iranians, I think, first of all, I thought that maybe we could go back there. Like soon. And it seems that it's going to be worse and worse. I don't know if there is hope really left. We have to, because there's no other choice. If there's no hope, there's only death. But it's getting really very hard, and all my thoughts go for the people there. Living two wars, we say that a lot, the war with the regime and the one with the Israel and the US.
And indeed, people who try to be hopeful have talked of a turning point for the Iranian people, a chance to rise up, determine their own future. It's certainly not the first time they've tried to do that. Of course, the Woman Life Freedom movement in September 22, the more recent demonstrations this year, which did result in the killing of thousands of people. One point that your play raises that's very pertinent is the question of post-traumatic stress disorder, the intellectual, emotional toll of years of oppression and violence. Is that something you see in Iran?
Of course. I mean, even if peace would come, I don't know how people will react and find peace in themselves for I don't know how many generations. But again, there is no other choice, and I hope this day will come.
And in your plays, whether they take place in France, Lebanon, Algeria, or Iran, there's always this desire to bear witness, to depict the micro stories that make up the bigger picture. It's almost like the work of a journalist or an archivist, recording people's lives and stories for posterity. Is that how you see the work of the arts, as a sort of reliable witness?
Kind of, yeah, exactly, kind of. But it's not a documentary, it's art. And, well, even though documentary can be art, I'm not saying that, but it's exactly that, but with emotions, with the glasses of emotions. That's what I like in art.
To the internal lives of these characters.
Yes, and because I believe that it's with emotions that we will connect all together and, find our humanity.
Indeed. And your theatre's been saluted for the energy, the pacing. You never get bored during these stories. And I wondered if you feel the influence of cinema or TV series. What are your major artistic references?
Oh, wow. I have so many in so different ways. But I watch a lot of movies and a lot of series. And when I write, I first imagine a movie in my head. I don't imagine the scene. And so I don't put any limits in my writing,
So it's a very visual process for you, not so textual.
No, exactly.
Like a screenwriter indeed. Well, we'll be excited to see what comes next to your stage. Aïda, thank you so much for joining us today. We're wrapping up the show with another award-winning play that's been a critical and popular success here in France. 4,211 kilometers plunges us into the reality of exile as an Iranian couple grapple with life in Paris. That is more than 4,000 kilometers from their home in Tehran. It's currently showing at the Théâtre Marigny. We'll leave you with a glimpse. Otherwise, do join us next time here on Arts 24. There's more news coming up just after this.
En 1980, je suis pas encore née. Mes parents traversent l'Iran, le Kurdistan, la guerre Irak-Iran. Quand ils arrivent en France avec de faux papiers, ils récupèrent enfin leur identité. Mina et Feridun Farhadi. En 1981, j'ai 3 secondes de vie. Ma mère a mal. Elle vient d'accoucher avec forceps sans péridurale. Elle parle pas un mot de français. Mais la seule chose qu'elle réussit à faire comprendre, c'est que je m'appellerai Yana.